Well, we live in Portland and we absolutely love it. And when I was growing up, I really didn't experience Portland a whole lot. We lived in Raymond and went to school in Westbrook, but I just love that small city lifestyle that we have found in Portland. It's a perfect fit for us, and we found it to be a fabulous place to raise our kids. All the things that we love about a big city, we have been able to find here in Portland. It seems like there's an endless opportunity to try new restaurants and experience all kinds of different music and arts. We love to go to the Portland Stage Theater. We love to listen to concerts. We like the concerts out on the Maine State Pier. We love being surrounded by the Casco Bay and just living so close to oceans with just so many beaches around that we can enjoy. Hi, I'm Kelly Eyre. I work at Unum as an actuary, and you can find your Maine job at liveandworkinmaine.com.
Meet the newest member of the MaineLife team. This, my friends, is Rico Stelvio, the Italian stallion I've been waiting for. He's quite the catch. Reliable, edgy, and perfectly proportioned with a strong core. He has a front engine, all-wheel drive, and an 8-speed automatic transmission with a carbon fiber drive shaft. He's an alpha. But then again, so am I. I think we're gonna get along just fine.
An echo of an echo is the semblance of a sound. And I pressed and I've waited with my ear upon the ground. Oh, lover, I'll see you there, waiting in the willows with your autumn hair. Oh, lover, I'll see you there after many miles.
Well, you have a lot of fans out there. We asked our Facebook friends to tell us where to go to find the best Mexican food in Margarita, and you made the list, my friend.
Oh, that's so flattering. After just that much time, it's crazy.
So set the scene for folks who haven't been here or even in Farmington. Tell us a little bit about the community and the restaurant.
We opened December 6th, 2016, after 4 months of renovation. Basically, everybody that's working here now was here for the build out when we took the space over. Then we got a lot of help from the community, getting the word out about the place. Ryan, Niesel, the owner, and Alyssa, our chef, are both from the area, so that really helped a lot. They've also worked in kitchens and restaurants around the area for basically their whole adult life.
So Dave is the bartender today, Dave, and I was just going to compliment you on our Facebook friends saying you make the meanest margarita.
Well, thanks. We're proud of what we do. Just like our food, our drinks are fresh and simple. So yeah, do you want to try a margarita today?
It's Cinco de Mayo, so yes, please.
Okay. I think we're going to start with our house margarita, which is probably our top seller.
Okay. Is it a traditional, or does it like have a twist to it?
All of our margaritas, we use 100% blue agave tequila, fresh squeezed lime juice, and a house-made agave simple syrup.
Okay.
So keep it really basic, so the flavors of the spirits and the ingredients really come through.
Do you have others on the menu, or do you kind of do it by?
Tonight we have a cucumber basil margarita
nice.
with fresh ingredients, and we also have a blackberry jalapeno margarita.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We squeeze all of our juice.
Yeah.
We make all of our syrups.
You can tell, I feel like actually that is such a difference in a margarita to me than using the generic
Sour mix.
Oh, and it hurts my stomach.
It's not good for you.
No, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah. One of the things about our drinks is that they are, besides the alcohol and a little bit of sugar, it's actually good for you.
Did you hear that, everybody?
Hey, Alyssa.
Hi.
This is our head chef, Alyssa.
I brought you guys some tasty treats today. So our chips are hand cut and they're gluten-free for anyone that likes gluten-free food.
And they taste good.
And they taste delicious.
That's sometimes hard to do.
Yeah. And most of our things here at Unimos are gluten-free. We try to make sure that everyone can eat here and feel comfortable with all of our food.
Oh my gosh, do you have a favorite? Or all three?
All of them are my favorite, actually. The fish taco is a little special to me just because it's come a long ways.
Across the country.
Yeah. And it's a great seller. It's just a very balanced taco. So I really enjoy that one a lot.
So when you leave here, do you cook for yourself too? Or is that, I always ask chefs that.
Yes, I cook for myself, and I enjoy cooking very much. Yes, I wish that I got to cook more at my house sometimes, but you know, cooking for everyone else is what my passion has always been, and this is the greatest palate I've ever got to work with. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Well, thank you for treating us
Thank you.
today.
Yes.
When you work with such a good product, and
Right.
people that are so passionate about making it, it's easy to kind of feed off of that.
Well, my friends who told us about Una Mas, tacos are never easy to eat, so I'm gonna have the camera shut off now and dig in. But I highly recommend it. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. I never eat a taco with a fork, so. So we're here with fellow female entrepreneur Sharon Reynolds at Bueno Loco restaurant in Falmouth. Tell us a little bit about your menu, happy hour menu we all love.
So the happy hour menu is really a great deal. So you get 2 chicken tacos for $5, and we have 5 different items for $5 at happy hour. We also do $6 margaritas and $3 draft beers and $4 house wine. So happy hour is a great time to come. We also offer brunch now on Saturdays and Sundays, from 9 to 2.
All right, so we have our friend over here, Wes, who's going to be making us some margaritas. You got recommended on our Facebook page of having some of the best margaritas. So what is your favorite? And then, Wes, you're going to surprise me.
So my favorite is the snake bite margarita, and what that is, it's muddled cilantro and jalapeno inside our house margarita, and it's delicious. It's really that sweet and spicy. And then for you, I'm going to recommend our infused pineapple coconut margarita.
Have you tried it? Do you get to taste test them all?
Oh yeah, so the pineapple coconut, we call it the Hawaiian Paradise, and it comes with a toasted coconut rim around the outside. And then we infuse the pineapple and coconut here in-house. We have some infusions up there. And we use 100% agave, blue agave, so it's good tequila. And our mix we actually make in-house ourselves. It's lime juice, lemon juice with a little bit of simple syrup, so none of that store-bought stuff, nice and fresh, good every time.
Now, do you have a favorite?
My favorite might be the jalapeno watermelon, which is the sweet and spicy margarita we have here. We infuse it for 2 to 3 weeks, and then we create it similar to that, but we do a little bit of watermelon pucker on top and a nice salted rim as well. It's very good. You get the jalapeno followed by the sweetness after.
Thank you. Am I allowed to? So this is a coconut rim? All right. Well, cheers. How long have you been in business?
Going on 6 years.
So cheers to an awesome business here in Falmouth and
Thank
to
you.
Cinco de Mayo, yeah? Okay.
Yes, to Cinco.
Cheers, everybody. You gotta need,
I know,
we
you
need
need
a
a drink.
refill.
Cheers
Cheers.
over there.
I'm a proud sponsor of the Maine Women's Lobby. I'm Seth Rigoletti, leadership coach, and I want to thank the Maine Women's Lobby for their continuous leadership and empowerment of Maine women and girls.
I have been connected with the lobby for a few years. I really can't tell you how long because it just seems like it just crept into my life and should be there. But I've worked with the lobby in collaboration because I founded a group called Grandmothers for Reproductive Rights, and we realized that the best way that we could work would be to collaborate, and the Maine Women's Lobby was the place to go because it is so comprehensive about women's needs and the issues that affect women. I think I'd like to see that every girl and boy grows up in a world where they have access to the health care that they need, and that they are also allowed to make their own decisions. That's a world that I'd like to see. And it should be here, but it's not yet.
We're a public foundation, and we raise funds and grant it to nonprofit organizations that are focused on improving the lives of Maine women and girls. That's our mission, and that's what we look for. And we make sure our grant money is going to organizations that are run by women and managed by women and are focused on women's issues.
It's hard for me to imagine that my niece and my grandchildren are going to have to live through the same fights that I and my mother went through. The women's movement is still going on, and we need everyone in the audience. We need women, we need men, we need Democrats, we need Republicans, we need everybody who cares about women and equity to be a part of this and to be a part of the Maine Women's Fund.
Passionately, we are able to give more money to more incredible organizations based on the gifts of the community.
Oh, today was our annual leadership luncheon, and it was amazing. It was exactly what we hoped it would be, inspirational. Tell everyone, the whole audience, about the true grit of our awardees and honorees, and I think everyone walked away, I hope, a bit inspired.
It's so amazing. I mean, having been at the luncheon many years, the stories that are told and the stories that we're going to hear today are so inspiring, and for me, I'm a crier, so when those things make me so happy I start to cry. I'm like, uh-oh, we're in trouble now. But I think that's going to happen today. I am really excited for the people that we're going to hear from.
Today was incredible. It was so much fun, and I think people enjoyed the different speakers and the different perspectives and the different ages and backgrounds, and it was so inspirational. Everybody was excited, and the conversation we had at the table was incredible. It was really fun.
I volunteered because I attended this luncheon 5 years ago, and I walked out the door and said, this is an organization I want to be a part of. And so I made a phone call and bullied my way onto the board of directors and have been there ever since.
21 grantees are here, but there are lots of other organizations around the state. So I hope that people will leave here thinking, I can do something in my community to help women and girls, and here's what I'll do.
I encourage you all throughout this year to dare big and to make a difference. See you next year.
So this is where it all happened. So it was back a little bit different, but I regularly, frequently, when I drive down this street, get a little bit nostalgic. It was 1997. And a friend and I read in the newspaper that the U.S. luge team was going to take over Spring Street for the day and host a tryout for the team. And
a legit tryout?
A legit tryout. They were like, come be the next Olympian. And the bottom, which was enticing, but the real enticement came when the bottom part of the ad said you'd get a free t-shirt if you came out for the day. So being 11 years old, always wanting free stuff, we came out for the day and we had a good time. Then I got invited to Lake Placid, New York that winter. Made the U.S. development team, and that was it. It was my life for 19 years, and made the Olympics and World Cup team, World Championships, and just, it totally took my life on a new path.
So how fast did you must have done well.
So I did do well. You know, it's funny, they like lined the street with hay bales, and so the goal was like, don't hit a hay bale, don't hit a hay bale. One, hay is very itchy. As a Mainer, you know this, but two, I wanted to do my best. And so really, you know, now that I've been on this side and I still work with our recruitment, you're just looking for kids that are coachable, naturally athletic, and listen. Listen's a big one. Like if you tell a kid to go do something and they do it, that body awareness, that's it.
And you have a competitive spirit anyway.
Very competitive spirit. You know, my first sport was tennis. I played tennis and soccer all through high school. I always took to individual sports. Now I enjoy running a lot. You know, I like pushing myself. I like pushing my body to its limits, and I like to win.
And you have, girlfriend.
Okay.
So you have worked with young girls in the past, and now you're expanding your efforts.
So, yeah, so being a female athlete, female role model is something I take, you know, I'm very passionate about it. I started a summer camp for girls in 2012 up in Maranacook for girls grades 4 through 8, and I'm very excited to be expanding that here to the Portland area for high school girls. The first weekend in June at St. Joseph's College, going to be doing a conference for girls grades 8 through 10, you know, heavily focused on leadership, on self-confidence, on, you know, acknowledging who you are, celebrating who you are, and, you know, we're all different, we're all unique, we all have different passions, and how can we take that and elevate ourselves to be our best version.
And you have been all over the world, right, competing?
I have, yeah. You know, luge took me to Europe, Asia, Canada, you know, all over North America. I was very grateful. I got to do something I loved. I got to work really hard at it, and that really changed my life. And I think for young people, you know, it's so important to find that thing you love, find that community that, you know, supports you, and there's no limit to what you can accomplish, and that's what I want to do in this next wave of my life here in Maine, is give back to that next generation of girls.
And here we are in sunny Portland.
That's
Why
right.
did you choose to come home?
You know, Maine, it was always in my heart. I lived in Utah, I lived in New York, and you know, when I thought about where I wanted to be, you know, Maine was always in the back of my mind. I think growing up in Maine made me who I am as an athlete, made me who I am as a person. So coming home just felt natural. I'm excited about where Maine's headed. You know, we're growing and growing quickly, and I want to be a part of that to see what's next.
Happy to have you home, my friend.
Thank you.
If you're looking for something unique or unusual, you'll be sure to find it here in South China, Maine. In this week's Places and Spaces, we meet Ron Reed, owner of Ron Reed's Unusuals and Vintage Furniture.
It's a good job, especially with kids. I've raised 2 families, so it's not a big money-making operation.
But you love it.
Love it. This is a mall for, you know, 75 years ago or something, you know. Huzzy's General Store would have all this stuff in it, probably. Automotive stuff has been very, very popular. Old kitchen-type stuff. You know, like things like this, they call this a trencher bowl that they used to do cabbage and different things in. I mean, it's just, you know, handmade bowl type thing.
How old do you think?
Oh, it's hard to say. Probably 100 years old.
No way.
This is the musical instrument department.
The musical instrument department.
It's not really that enticing, but there's a nice harpsichord. What do they call it? Harpsichord, is that what it is?
What's your best seller?
Signs, probably. A #1 seller is signs, and I sell an awful lot of signs. You're not in this business for as long as I have if you don't really like dealing with the old stuff, because most of it's made pretty well, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of things that were even homemade are made so well. Like I think this is probably a homemade desk, but it was really made pretty well.
An old wedding album? That's cool.
That's someone's wedding album, yeah.
You don't even know who they are?
I don't.
That's so neat. Wow. I wonder if they're looking for it.
Well, we should go upstairs too, probably for a minute.
Oh, jeez. What department do we call this?
This is cool though. Look at this thing here. Don't you need a cannon?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Ron?
Who doesn't?
When I was on vacation last winter, I had a vintage suitcase like that, and
so
you'd be
cool.
surprised how many flight attendants and people like that said, "Cool vintage luggage." I said, "Really?" I had one just like this one here. It's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I love it.
The cool vintage luggage. This is the political room.
Just when you thought.
And good for you know, if you want to argue politics, I'm happy to do that.
We're in this room.
But I generally tell people I'm not fond of either party.
Well.
And it works better that way for me. The best part of this business is people come in I don't know, and I just start to tease them immediately. Just get them going, you know.
A lot of conversation starters.
And it's so easy to get people talking. It's so much fun. It's a pretty good spot to be hanging around.
So this is your MaineLife?
This is it. This is my MaineLife. It's been this way for 40 years. It's been pretty good. I don't have too many complaints.
I'm Richard Pfeffer, and you are at the legendary Gritty McDuff's. We've been here for 30 years this year. We are the first brew pub in the state of Maine since Prohibition. Kind of like a Cheers with our own beer. A Cheers that makes their own beer. Everybody knows your name.
Your mug number.
Your mug number. Probably more than you really want them to know.
So true.
I remember when MMIC started, we'd already been in business 5 years. You know, we were just a small business operating, trying to keep everything together. And I remember how expensive workers' comp was. And MMIC came in, and it took a while, and it was frustrating, but they chipped away at this bureaucratic system and promoted safety and did what it did what was necessary to actually reduce workers' comp costs, which were putting people out of business. So I commend them for what they've done, and I think Mike's going to just carry the torch well.
Congratulations on your new position. Very deserving.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a wonderful attribute to all that you've done for the company. And tell us about that.
Thanks, I appreciate it. It's been a great 7 months now in the job, and as I tell everybody, I haven't screwed it up yet. I'm certain I've made mistakes, but so far so good. It's a great organization, and I've set up in a really wonderful way to come in and lead. And you're right, it was not something that I would have imagined 23 years ago when I started at the company, or way back when I graduated from the University of Maine with a degree in journalism. It certainly didn't say to me, you'll be a president of an insurance company one day. But life takes you interesting places and ways, and the connections you make along the way sort of lead certain places. And I've been at the company for 23 years. I love its mission, what it does, what it's done for the state of Maine. I came in as a PR guy and had to learn the industry and learn in a way that I could teach others about it.
There's another area that we recognize MEMIC for, and that is their giving to the community, their participation, their charitable giving. Talk about that.
We're hugely committed to the state of Maine. We were obviously formed to solve what was a really big problem in the state of Maine, workers' compensation, back in the early 90s. And we have more than 18,000 employers whom we insure in this state, and that's about 200,000 employees. So the economic health of our state matters a lot to us and is really at the core of who we are. And so commitment to the community is all part of that. We're involved in many ways as volunteers. I think that's as important as the financial contributions that we make over the years. We had a record-breaking United Way campaign this year, so our employees really responding to that as well. We do a diverse set of things, as you would guess, with the 18,000 employer customers. They're interested in lots of different things, and we try to reflect that and to reflect the fact that we've become a leading company in this state.
I remember reading a few months ago that you had rolled out a new program at MEMIC where you were allowing employees to direct charitable contributions towards an organization of their choice.
Right. Yeah, that was part of our 25th anniversary celebration. We're celebrating our 25th anniversary now. There were temptations to give a bonus and do that. And we heard from employees that they love the idea of being able to be part of something in the community. And so we basically offered $100 to every employee to direct to an organization of their choice. We did that back at the beginning of the year, so it was around Christmas, sort of the time of giving. We found people gave to food pantries and to human services and healthcare, and a lot to pets.
Really?
Very much interested in animal welfare, our employees were. And so, that was another way to really sort of gauge where the interest of our employees is. And that was important to us. It's important to reflect them as well as our customers and agents and all the people who we do business with.
Mike, Dana and I know you well. We've had the privilege of knowing you for many, many, many years, and you've spent most of your time in Maine. So we're curious if you could tell us a little bit just about yourself and also where you hope to see the state go in the future.
Sure, happy to. I love Maine. Back here now for good. I was born in Greenville. Grew up in Aroostook County. I was born at Charles A. Dean Memorial Hospital.
No wonder I like you so much. Aroostook County, how can you go wrong?
That's right. Delivered the Star Herald newspaper. Yes. Dana Connor used to be on the front page of it. Yeah,
I hope I tipped you well.
Okay. The state is very important to me. I went to Alaska when I first got out of college and then to Washington, D.C. for a little while, but I've made my way back each time and came back 23 years ago. I'm a dad. I have 17-year-old twins who are at Portland High School, so I'm very much interested in a future where they can enjoy the state and be able to afford to live here and where there's an economy for them. I actually have great hope for the state of Maine and feel like there's untapped promise that we continually uncover in bits and pieces, and we're finding more and more and creating some momentum here in Portland, I think in particular, but it's moving outside of Portland, it's moving into other communities and other parts of the state. And as somebody who grew up in the rural part of the state, I certainly have a a belief that it can happen again. As Governor Baldacci used to say, it's a mile into the woods, it's going to be a mile out. We've got some work to do, and we have to continually feed our business community in order to make sure that there are those jobs for folks in the future.
Mike, here's to you for all you've done and all we expect in the future.
Yes, congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.